More uses for commas. Grades 5 and 6 English, Tuesday, April 14th. Welcome back, grades 5 and 6. Glad to have you here. Hope you had an incredible Easter. So you'll need your book, and please open that up to page 246. Now, last time we had our lesson, we were talking about how we use commas to separate things. And now today we're going to talk about the different ways we can use commas in a sentence. First, I'd like you to take a look at this sentence and try to figure out how many commas are actually missing from this sentence. So let's look at it. Yes, Matt, whales look like fish, but they are mammals, the largest mammals of all. So, let's see. All right, let's take a look and see what it is. Well, we have one, yes, comma, Matt, comma, whales look like fish, comma, but they are mammals, comma, the largest mammals of all. So we're missing 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So these are all special ways that we can use commas, and today we're going to break it down, like why did we put a comma here and here and here and here. We're going to talk about these different rules that will help us to know where to put commas. A comma separates the simple sentences that make up compound sentences. It also separates the part of a complex sentence. So what does that mean? So with a compound sentence, remember a compound has two simple sentences, like a female whale is a cow and a baby whale is a calf. But remember when you combine them and add a conjunction like and, but, or, you use a comma for that. Okay? Now, as far as a complex sentence goes, that's if there's a clause or a beginning that says, although whales live in the ocean, they are not fish. So if it starts with something that's like this, it sounds like something that's not finished, that's where you'll put the comma. And a appositive is a group of words that identifies or explains the noun that it follows. Commas separate an appositive from the rest of the sentence. So a positive basically just explains something. So let's look at an example of an appositive, and that's where you would also use a comma. Like blue whales, the fastest kinds, are found in all oceans. So that red group of words, that's considered an appositive. It just explains the noun that it follows, like whales, like what kind of whales? The fastest kinds. Oh, okay. Then we have Mr. Gilmore, an expert on whales, works with them. So an expert on whales modifies Mr. Gilmore. Another way that we use commas is to set off introductory words like well, yes, no. Like yes, I've seen a whale, or well, we saw it first. Also to set off names. Commas set off a name and a direct address the name of the person being spoken to. For example, Jerry, comma, have you read the book? That's another place you put a comma. A lot of these you're like, oh, I do that already. So that's great. So just keep doing it. Now you know why you do it. So let's take a look at try it out on page 247. We're going to look at numbers 1 through 7. Your assignment is to do 1 through 26, so I'll help you with the first 7. It says in the speak up section, where do commas belong in these sentences? So you don't have to write out the sentence, you would just have to write out the word or words and then the comma. So you're going to do where the word is before the comma and then the comma. You'll see. Number 1, class, who invented the first workable steamboat? Well, when I look at this, I see that it's an address. It's talking to the class. So remember we talked about if you're talking to somebody, you have to put a comma there. So it would be after class. Number 2, yes, it was Robert Fulton. And remember we talked about introductory words like well, yes, no, and that's considered an introductory word, yes. So you'd have a comma there. Number 3, he was a well-known portrait painter, but he became more and more interested in engineering. Well, remember we also said that you use commas when you have a compound sentence, and it looks like he was a well-known portrait painter is one simple sentence, and he became more and more interested in engineering is another simple sentence. So you need to put the comma at the end of the first simple sentence before the conjunction. So that's why you'd have it after painter. Number 4, he ran his first steamboat on the Seine, a river in France. Ooh, I think I just found an appositive. Remember, an appositive follows the noun that it's describing, and it has a descriptive set of words. So I look at a river in France. So what does that describe? The Seine River. So the comma should be after Seine. Number 5. No, that was not the only boat Fulton built. Remember that no would be one of those introductory words. Number 6, the Clermont, another steamboat, traveled the Hudson River. So I think another steamboat is an appositive. So you would have a comma after Clermont, have another steamboat, and then you'd have a comma there. And then finally, number 7. When you visited New Orleans, did you see a steamboat, Quan? So after New Orleans, and then you should also have one after steamboat. Now you notice these two I don't have commas after them. Please write the commas after them. Okay? All right, so now let's take a look in your book. On 247, it says write these sentences and add commas where needed. You can type those up. You don't have, obviously you can do 1 to 7 like this because it doesn't require you to write out sentences. But 8 through 14 do, so make sure you do that. And if you could highlight, do something to show me where those commas are, I'd really appreciate that. And then you need to rewrite an interview correctly, make sure that you type it correctly, and then highlight your changes. There's 12 errors in there. All right, 5th and 6th grade, I hope you do a great job using commas. And I look forward to working with you soon. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks. Bye.